Hello children, SN Validas here again with another video. Oh, sorry, I have my retainer in my mouth. Let me take that out. It does make, I think it makes me a little harder to understand than I need to be. I've also been sick, if you couldn't tell. Someone close to me gave me the plague. I'm trying to get over it right now. So life has been kind of hard. Not gonna lie, it's been pretty shitty with all the illness and there's been a lot of family stuff going on, but I like making these videos though, and I do feel like this is a good way for me to get out some feelings and stuff. But yeah, so sorry about that. Welcome to today's How to Draw video. We're going to be drawing the Spy Kids movie poster, actually. If you don't remember Spy Kids or you've never seen it, I highly recommend you go and watch it again or watch it for the first time. It still holds up. I just watched it a couple days ago. I was shocked at how funny and action-packed and just well-paced it was. I knew it was a good movie. It was one of my favorite movies growing up. All three of them that came out, Spy Kids 1, 2, and 3, all of those were really good. And there was only one part. Sorry, I'm not even drawing, I'm just blabbing. There was only one part that I was a little iffy on, and that's in the, oh, spoilers, of course. So, spoilers now. If you don't want spoilers, please stop the video, but basically, Junie, the boy character I'm drawing here, he's to the left of Carmen right there, who has her hands on her hips. In the beginning, they're doing, like, typical, like, sibling rivalry stuff. And Carmen isn't exactly, like, the nicest at some points towards him. And he gets really fed up in the very beginning part where they're on, like, the family jungle gym or something. He throws a brick at her. It misses, thankfully, and it hits a pot. But he legit just picks up a brick and he throws it at her. And Carmen isn't even phased. She's just like, whatever, butterfingers, because he misses, right? So she is that confident that her brother has such shitty aim that he will not hit her. I couldn't believe it. That was the only part that made me, like, open my eyes really wide. I was like, oh my gosh, he just straight up threw a brick at his sister. Now, no family's perfect. Junie's looks very interesting. I was trying to draw a tongue, but it doesn't look like a tongue, so we'll just make it a whole mouth there. Yeah, that looks like a kid. Yeah, I like that. Now let's draw his arms. But this is a really good movie. Overall, it still holds up pretty well. The effects, the visuals, there's a mixture of CGI and practical effects. And I think that's honestly the best way to do it. With movies nowadays, a lot of it's just CGI. I think the real mastery of, like, special effects comes from melding both CGI and special effects together. That's just my personal opinion. Obviously, Hollywood's gonna do whatever it wants. Individual movie creators, independent creators, they could do whatever they want. I'm just saying, for me personally, I think that is a good way of putting together both mediums. You have the CGI to sort of, like, mask some of the stuff that might look a little too goofy with the practical effects, you know? But overall, it was a really good rewatch. Sorry, was very impressed. I really enjoyed rewatching it. And you have Machete in there, you have Antonio Banderas, you have a lot of stars who are popular. Well, Junie and Carmen, those actors were, I think this was their, like, break, like, their big break. And we can say, oh, shiitake mushrooms. We scouted our house for the third movie and then filmed a bit there. Huh. I wonder who's this is from BuzzFeed. Yeah, let's look up some trivia. I had already was looking at trivia. I haven't really done much of looking at BuzzFeed in a while. Oh, and in case you didn't know, yeah, he had a fight with the studio to allow the film to center on a Latino family. Yeah, Robert Rodriguez, he fought pretty hard from what I had read in other stuff to make it a Latino family. And that was actually really cool growing up as a kid because you didn't at least for me, coming from a Latino background as well, you didn't really see like big budget American made films that featured Latinos all that much. And even nowadays, you don't really see that as much as you see other races. I mean, we do get representation, but this was 2001. Right here, the studio's like, why are you making them Latin though? Why don't you just make them American? They are American. They're based on my family. Exactly. That's why it's like there's so many different families that are American, but they have different like cultural backgrounds. Sorry. Had to blow my nose. And that was just really cool. Like my brother and I, we kind of saw ourselves as like Carmen and Junie when it first came out. We were doing like all these like kar- really badly based karate moves and stuff. Like, yeah, we're Spy Kids. We're just running around. It was pretty funny and fun. I have fond memories of this movie. I also have fond memories just overall from this era. There was a lot of good movies that came out during this time. Just a couple years after this, we get our hands on Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is an amazing animated cartoon that has not been beaten so far as I'm aware. Like American made. Obviously there's lots of good like anime and stuff, but I'm more talking about like actual good like in storytelling, in understanding your medium well, doing lots of research. They did a lot of research on that as well. Not that this movie didn't have a lot of research, but it's just a really good film overall. And it was so good, they made so much money. That's why they made those sequels. I think there was a reboot, but I didn't hear anything about it, so I don't know if it's good or bad or anything. I have no opinions on it. I've not seen it. So I can't like verify any of that. Now we're gonna draw Carmen. But yeah, this movie also I don't know. I think this was during yeah, it was during that era where filmmakers like of like children's movies are really trying to like tell kids like, "Oh yeah, you guys are awesome. You can rule the world. You have power." Stuff like that. And movies like this they came out really drove home that point and made us feel like yeah, we could have power. We could do things with our lives, even though as we got older, that wasn't actually true. It was a nice sentiment that the filmmakers tried to produce towards us, towards the children of this era. And now I feel like filmmakers just have no respect for children whatsoever with the children's movies I've been seeing that come out. It doesn't have the same sort of, I just feel like it's not respectful. It really plays down to very, very low intelligence, like the intelligence of a 3-year old. Because once you get past three, kids have a pretty good idea of what's going on. They may not show it the way that an adult might show it, you know. But I could tell you by the age of 5, I had a pretty good idea of what was going on around me. I can tell when something serious had happened. I could tell when, something bad was happening, something bad was coming. Well, I could tell when my parents were sad. Stuff like that. Kids pick up on that. And I do feel like these earlier movies were more respectful towards that, and now it's just It's just, it feels like almost like shovelware, but in the form of movies and like entertainment. Like even the children's shows you see like on the streaming services, a lot of them are not good. We'll just put that out there. A lot of them are just not good. They are garbage, but the kids like it, so they watch it. And that's just because kids will watch pretty much anything, and that has mm, pretty much always been the case. They just want to be entertained. But I feel like we should go back to this era of where there was something to offer more. Like there was so much to prove, I guess, but to remind kids that they can do anything if they really want to, but they have to band together. They have to be. I'm sorry. I have to clear my throat a lot, you guys. I actually waited a while to do this video because I know I'm still sick. I know people can get annoyed by that, but anyways, yeah, I just thought it was really cool to see this again, to see it all come back and everything. We have Loop's face. He's like one of the bad guys. Put him right there. But yeah, I just think that, filmmakers shouldn't be so insulting as they are now towards children's intelligence. I think we should bring back high level thinking, critical thinking skills in movies like we have here with Spy Kids. Like these two kids, they're on their own for most of the movie. Well, not on their own. Like there's still adults present, but a lot of the time the adults like are not there to help the children, and that's why they are pretty much they feel like they're on their own. They do get help from a relative a little later, but they go on the mission by themselves and everything. Like this isn't I wouldn't say it's an ideal situation, but the way that the kids are written, the way everything is handled, it's very believable. It's very well written, in my opinion. It's very interesting. It has maintained its charm for me, and it is definitely one of the first representations that I could remember of a family that was kind of like mine, growing up. If it was relatable, I'm not saying everything has to be relatable to every single like type of person, but during this time, you just didn't really see stuff like that, and so that's why that director, Robert Rodriguez, he worked so hard to get it made, and he fought for it. And here's some more trivia here. Thumb Dums are based on a design that Robert Rodriguez did as a child. I have some old drawings, and I've thought about like doing like an upscale, like an upscale drawing, like upmarket. I don't know how else to describe it. You know, Floop has like floofier hair, I think. Hard to capture that, but yeah, it's not bad. He also has like this thing. He's kind of old. Okay, he's not that old. I'm just saying. um, no, this is all trivia. Where's the? Oh, here's the poster. Yeah, it's not looking bad. Oh, yeah, that looks pretty good. Oh, the castle's in the background. Way back here, Floop Castle. Floop Castle. Kind of. Gonna get that in there. Erase some of this. We could see more of a global thing going on. Like the generation before mine, the people who are getting into their 20s just now, that generation. I don't know the name of all the generations because the boomers just call us all millennials, even though millennials are some of us are already like hitting our 40s. But yeah, like this generation before me, they understand what's going on, and they grew up with a lot of the same movies and stuff that we did. So whoever the current generation is that's being targeted for, I don't even know, like all these like really lowbrow, kind of dumb like kids movies that have very little like substantial meaning. They're just there to be entertaining. I wonder how that's going to affect this generation of very young children. Because I do feel like my generation has much higher standards for entertainment in the sense that of movies, like we want there to be more meaning, we want there to be a lesson. And I do feel like the children's content from this era did offer more of that. I'm gonna draw the parents here in the corner. This is the mother. Only half her face is showing. But yeah, I didn't really appreciate that when I saw some of these really like lowbrow videos popping up on like children's YouTube and everything. But that's not my place. Like, I guess I can't say that it was all educational when I was growing up either. I should remember we still had our like Ed, and Eddie and stuff like that, you know, stuff like Courage, like a lot of the Courage episodes were very terrifying, so maybe they're trying to move away from that. Give her lipstick because she is a beautiful woman. So yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely biased. Um, I don't deny that. I don't deny my bias. I just think what I think. Not that there's anything wrong having an opinion or anything like that. It's just one of those things where you kind of wish, I don't know, the like, okay, here's a good example. Like Disney. When was the last time I actually liked a Disney movie that came out? It has been years since I have actually thoroughly enjoyed a Disney movie, and I'm not talking about Marvel or whatever. All the Marvel fanboys are gonna be like, "Oh, all the Marvel movies are really good." Well, they're not, first of all. Some of them are really good, but all of them, no, definitely not all good. Well, yeah, excluding Marvel, there really is no movie that I've liked within the last 7 or more years. I actually can't even remember what was the last animated movie I watched from Disney that I liked. Because my mind keeps going back to whew, like Beauty and the Beast, Treasure Planet, Atlantis. Um, I didn't like Frozen when it came out. I thought it was dumb. I still think it's kind of dumb, but that's okay. Like not everyone's gonna like everything. That's why I'm just saying. I definitely think I have high standards for movies, and that's a good thing. I don't like watching garbage. Like I actively try to avoid watching things that I think are garbage or they will like lower my intelligence in a way. I try to avoid stuff like that with the exception of like the Jackass movies. Cuz that's just funny and fun. I'm not trying to, and those aren't made for kids either. That's made for adults. Like that is adult humor. You don't or typically you wouldn't let your child go and watch like a Jackass film, you know, typically. But everyone's different, which is okay. But I do worry about just the lack of a want to not only educate but also inspire. And there is a big lack of that right now with a lot of these big budget movies. A lot of it's just explosions, very little meaning, lots of action, which is cool. But like in Spy Kids, we get the values of having a family, get reunion sort of vibes, people coming together to for a common goal, stuff like that. I just don't see that in a lot of movies anymore. Even in Wednesday, that just came out. While that was a really good like sort of um teen detective slash drama, it doesn't really touch on the old values placed in the movies that I remember growing up on, with Raul Julia, the OG. And he's okay. Raul Julia is not the OG Gomez, but one of the most memorable Gomez's in history, in my opinion. I do feel like it was more about family protecting family and stuff during that era. As you could see, it's the same themes coming up in Spy Kids too, as well. And yeah, I'm pretty sure there were family values in Spy Kids too. Maybe not as much, but it's still a good movie. I still really enjoyed it. And we're almost done here. After I finish this drawing, we're just gonna do a little trivia quiz together that I hope you enjoy. But yeah, I really like this movie. I want to go and rewatch the other ones sometime. I'm actually gonna rewatch Wednesday before I do a video like this for it because uh I like rewatching detective stuff. Sometimes you miss a lot of those early details that you don't see right away, right? I already noticed some stuff in the first episode that I rewatched, so I got a lot of rewatching to do. It says this trivia is for true Spy Kids fans only. It's hard to believe that Spy Kids came out 20 years ago, but since then it's become a cultural phenomenon. Not only does it stand the test of time as one of the greatest family films ever, I agree with that, but also contains standout performances from Alexa Vega, Daryl Savara, Antonio Banderas, Carla. Oh my goodness, my throat. Holy shit, my throat. Oh, okay. Sorry. Let's do this quiz. How well do you remember Spy Kids? What are the names of Carmen and Junie's parents? Is Gregorio and Ingrid? Yes, it is. Got it. Oh, this is an ad or something. How well do you remember Burlesque? Wait. Is that it? Was that the... Oh, it goes in order. Duh. What does Junie use medicine for? Warts. See, and this is another reason why it felt so familiar because my brother also dealt with warts when we were growing up. You know what I mean? It felt like this was mm, Carmen and Junie felt like me and my brother. How well do you remember Spy Kids? Which fast food does Carmen make in the safe house microwave? Pretty sure that was McDonald's. Oh, good. Oh, and right now, you guys, McDonald's is doing like a huge what's it called? They're doing like a sweepstakes type thing where you can win one of the golden passes that more or less gives you McDonald's for life if you use the app, like you buy food from the app and you like pick it up or you get it delivered or whatever, the McDelivery app. So I've ordered twice and entered into the sweepstakes twice. I would love free McDonald's for life. But you don't really get to like eat it every day, so you get to order like 2 meals a week for 50 years or something. That's pretty much for life though. Like, so you could get a McMuffin 2 days out of the week if you want, no extra cost to you, which I think is really cool. And then if they make any like specials that come up or whatever, maybe you can use that. I missed out on the cactus plant meal or the cactus flea market meal, whatever it's called. I really wanted it to get it, but mine ran out right away. My McDonald's is really popular, the one by my place. Like everyone goes there. So those like ran out right away, the cactus plant meals or whatever. But anyways, how well do you remember Spy Kids? What's Fegan Floop's TV show called? Floop's Fooglies. I remember. Who tells Carmen and Junie that their parents are spies? Oh, their uncle Felix. Yeah, because he's not actually their uncle. What's the first rule in the How to Be a Spy book? I know this one. A good spy always uses his head. Or her head. Who does Floop kidnap and turn into Fooglies? Agents, if I remember correctly. Yes. Okay. Which Desperate Housewives actress stars in the movie? Oh, Jesus. Oh my gosh. I'm not an aficionado of Desperate Housewives. Ooh, maybe. Oh, it's not. It was Terry Hatcher. Dang it. Okay, that's fine. What does OSS stands for? The Organization of Secret Spies, of Silent Spies, Special Spies, Super Spies. This one? Yeah. Okay, one more, one more. When did Spy Kids come out? 2001, baby. We got it. And that's 9 out of 10, which is not bad. So good. Such a good movie. I highly recommend it, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. And keep watching movies. Keep looking back at old entertainment, there's a lot to learn. Okay, bye bye.